Welcome to Horror Tube. I'm Josh.
And I'm Rob. And boy, oh boy, is this going to be a good episode.
Oh yeah, we're in the clouds, guys. Don't worry.
We're in the clouds. We're feeling good. We've talked for about an hour already.
Oh yeah, we had like a whole warm-up podcast.
Yeah, we had a warm-up conversation podcast. Warm-up conversation cast. My balls are pretty dry.
Smell my views. We're sitting in like my summertime like outside chairs.
Yeah, because remember, Horror Tube is recorded at Josh's.
And these chairs remind me of thrones. So
Yeah.
I for sure am gonna break into my evil British voice.
Yeah, he's gonna do a lot of British talk.
Because I feel like I'm talking down to the peasants.
And I'm enjoying the chairs because, and also we have the garage door closed too.
To block out the fucking cold ass wind.
The cold ass fucking 30-mile-an-hour wind that's going on in Jersey right now can suck a dick.
Yeah, I wish it was sucking me off.
I think it's a good idea to have the garage door closed until spring and summer and fall, and when winter hits, we just close that bitch.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so today's episode wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, that was the
So,
canceled one.
Surprise,
Horror Wars.
motherfuckers. We are here and we're doing Horror Tube because my move-in date for the new place got pushed back by a week. So, unfortunately, that means Horror Wars is canceled for next week.
But it's not.
But it's not. Because Josh remembered that we had the fabled episode 32.5,
Yep.
excuse me, that never got released. So the episode's only about 30 minutes long. And it's a different format, a different way that we do things. It was recorded here. It was the first time I came over to record anything because it was the day after Sam Hain's Havoc.
Yep.
So the episode is from October. In the show notes, I'm going to make sure to let everybody know that this is an older episode and why it's being released now.
Flashback episode.
Flashback. And also, Josh and I discussed before we came on to here, we're going to do things with Horror Wars and Horror Tube a little differently soon.
Yep.
We've got a lot of ideas in place. We've got a lot of things that are coming. Giggity. Horror Wars itself is going to be broken down into segments on the Horror Wars YouTube channel.
Yep.
So we're going to have that. We're going to have separate playlists. We're going to have Horror Tube is going to be moved over to our YouTube as well. So it's all cool, and we redesigned like the logos. I asked Josh for font input and asked him for color input. So this show is truly becoming like a 50-50. You know, me and him are both having our fingerprints over everything. So I'm really happy with the way Horror Wars has progressed in almost 2 years. And it's really cool that we do Horror Tube now, and we have like the free format show, and you know, it's really cool. And I can't wait to start doing fucking videos and everything, because when we get our webcams, we're going to do like special episodes and different things, and maybe like record more for putting stuff in the bag and
Showing our faces
on the YouTube and making playlists for that. And you know, we're going to be experimenting with a lot of cool things throughout 2023. And also the new place that I'm moving into is much more soundproof than the one that I'm at now. So with the soundproofing that I'm going to put up, with everything that's going to be done, we're going to have amazing episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the equipment that we have, dude. It's going to be fucking awesome. And I'm going to set up the mics so that way you're on one side of the table and I'm on the other side, and we can look at each other.
Oh yeah.
While we're talking with the script in between on the television. I'm going to have my mouse set up for left-handed clicking and all that shit, so that way I can maneuver everything while we're talking.
It is definitely weird to have a conversation with you because you and I tend to make eye contact a lot, and it's hard to like not look at each other,
Right.
or at least shift our eyes back and forth and all
Right.
that shit. So
And that's how come we record everything live.
yeah,
And but like we were saying, with the webcams, we don't have to record live, but we can record live, looking at each other, and then putting those segments on YouTube and stuff. So this will give Josh a little bit of a creative freedom to get a background ready for himself. And
it's gonna be a big ass dick.
it's
It's gonna be on our OnlyFans.
we're gonna create a fucking OnlyFans for Horror Wars.
Yep, fuck it, going global, baby.
At this point, hell yeah, let's take over everything. And we also, I did a Reddit and a Reddit community and everything for Horror Wars. We're going to be posting in a lot of different places and doing a lot of different things.
And
so.
I'm sure the Reddit is definitely going to have not safe for work shit because I will be putting shit on there. So
yeah, there you go.
18
Josh,
and up only.
Josh can be posting some gruesome pictures.
Some raunchy shit, bro.
Raunchy shit. And I'm thinking that once we're capable of getting our gaming portion set up, we can do some pretty cool things on that aspect.
Oh, Twitch is going to be easy.
Yeah, so.
You just got to send me the info, dude.
Yeah, I do.
Because I got mad horror games. And I got a remake.
Remember the info. I don't even remember. I think it was the Horror Wars Gmail that I used. I'm not even 100%.
What's it called? It should just be called like.
Or no, Riffing on Horror. It's just the Riffing on Horror Network, I think.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to remind me later if you can.
Yeah.
Because I don't have too much of anything going on after I'm done here.
Because if I get that, because I'm getting the Resident Evil remake,
Right.
so I'll stream that shit.
Stream the shit out of that. Yeah.
It'll probably be the night shift basically, but you can always watch the VODs.
Yeah, hell yeah. So now that we've kind of did a little bit of housekeeping, why don't we why don't we talk about our horror soundtracks?
Oh yes.
This is, you know what, Josh, go ahead. Talk about it. You're the one that came up with this shit, and I fucking love it, and I am so goddamn ready for this.
Well, if we go back in time, it was around my birthday, a little before you were asking me ideas for the next couple horror tubes.
Yeah, because I wanted your input.
Right, right. So the first one I thought of was our origins. I was like, oh, let's talk about how we got into it. And then I was like, what's one that I know, because we're both, of course, everyone in this world is a music fan.
Yeah, depending on whatever music you listen to.
And I figured we don't really talk about the music that often.
Right.
Because a lot of the times in Horror Wars, we'll just say, like, soundtrack's good, you know. A lot of soundtracks are the same because it's, shrieky violence.
It's shrieky violence, but then you actually have, like, the horror soundtracks themselves.
And then you have, regular songs that are played. Like, let's say, like a
Creed.
I was going to say, like a Devil's Rejects, how they have, like, Leonard Skinner at the end.
Yeah.
So you can still use
regular
main stuff.
Yeah.
So since we both have a vast knowledge of music out there, I figured, fuck it, Rob would love this.
And I did.
Since, Rob's always been into making music and shit like that. I think you did that for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually have a couple albums of, like, things that I've done.
Yeah.
Just instrumentals and stuff, but yeah.
So I figured, why not? We love horror music. Why not build our own? So I figured I would see what each of us would use, and Rob came up with the tracks of 13.
Yeah, because Josh wanted to do 10, but I was like, horror, so you got to go 13, man.
So here we are.
Yeah, so are we going to do this?
Just do your whole album.
You want to do your whole album? Each of us do our whole album, or do you want to do your 13, then my 13, and we kind of talk about it, then your 13, then or your 12, then my 12, and we talk about it? Because, or not 13 and 12, we got to go from 1 to 13.
One would make this a 7-hour episode.
I don't think so, because we kind of did it last week.
Okay.
Or last episode. So
let's do 13, 13, 13.
But we'll start with number 1 and number 1 because it's...
Right.
I want you to give me... I'll tell you my horror movie concept. You tell me yours. And then you'll do your one, I'll do my one. You'll do, and then we can do that. So my horror movie concept is a guy and girl that are friends. And the guy is super obsessed with her.
Okay.
And he, like, breaks into her home.
Ooh.
And, like, messes with things in her apartment and makes her think that she's going crazy. And, you know, he does this every fucking night. And he really just wants her.
Okay.
Like,
It's like a stalker.
stalker, but he's posing as like a best friend.
So
and,
Scream, but with a stalker.
well, in Scream they were boyfriend girlfriend.
No, but what I
Right.
mean is like the over obsessive stalker.
The over obsessive
Yeah,
shit.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
So, but it's just focused on them two. So he's not like killing everybody around her. He's not doing anything like that. But it's a very psychological, who is the one doing this to her and who can she trust? And there's no like brutal killings until the end.
Yeah.
Where him and her have their huge throwdown. And she wins, obviously, like they do in the horror movies. But as she's leaving the final area, the camera focuses back on him and his eyes open up.
Okay.
So it's not done. Like, that's my...
You like that, bling, like the
Yeah.
old like shriek credits.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, there's gonna be a
Yeah.
part 2.
So when those eyes open up, that's when song 13 begins.
Nice.
But we'll get there as we go. So what is the concept for your horror film, sir?
So mine would be of a Shutter Island type of like psychological thriller, but
Okay.
it deals with a serial killer.
Okay.
But instead of it just being a guy who snapped because he killed his family, I want it to be that the whole movie you think he's the good guy. Like every person he kills is someone attacking him. You know what I mean? Like you see it as him being chased out the movie. You think he's the victim.
Okay.
But by the end, I want it to be that his mind broke or whatever. We can make it PTSD, and he's technically the bad guy. He's the serial killer murdering everyone.
Right.
So every person that he's killed, he's thinking is like a gang of like masked people, kind of like the Purge.
So it's like high tension.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And what was the other one? Oh my God. There was another one that was kind of like that too. But I noticed that both of us kind of went with
Mind fuckery.
mind fuckery more than anything, but on a very different scale. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Would there be a sequel for yours, or would the guy...
Be a one-off.
It'd be a one-off? Okay. And I think mine would probably be a one-off too, but I would do a sequel 30 years later.
And then you gotta like get a director to make 19 remakes and then have another timeline that loops back to the
Right,
original.
no, I would literally just do a sequel
Yeah.
30 years later or 40 years later instead of just doing like, the requel bullshit. So I can do my own sequel. All right, well, with that in mind, we both know what our horror movies are going to be.
Oh, yes.
So, sir, why don't you give your number one on the soundtrack?
Okay.
And then kind of what's going on in the story.
So, my mindset for the era, I would say, was around the 1950s. So I'm still thinking mental asylum, all that kind of stuff. So,
Okay. So like Hard Rain.
and
type
it's funny
shit.
too because we're both gonna kind of have like a. I hope you've heard of this song. So my song is actually from the 1950s. It's by Joe Stafford. It's called "You Belong to Me."
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact: the reason I thought I know this song is because I looked up the most popular song on my grandma's birthday.
Oh, that's dope.
So I figure have an old timey song playing as the credits roll, and we kind of see some flashes of like killings, but you're like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes into the next part. So what's
Okay.
your number 13?
Or no, you mean number one?
Number 1, sorry.
Yeah, because we're not counting.
Yeah, I'm used to top 5
You're
for
right.
verse, so.
So my number one is Rotoscope by Spirit Box.
You cheeky
So-
bastard.
I'm already going with kind of like the opening is the movie set in current time.
Okay.
This is very current. This is very poignant to the times.
Once again, showing our opposition.
Showing our opposition but again showing that Scream influence.
Yep.
Because every time a Scream comes out, it's very socially relevant.
Yeah, of course. Follow me on Twitter.
So Rotoscope is one of those songs that can get you into the mindset. This whole soundtrack is essentially from his point of view.
Ooh.
Yes. So this kind of gets you into that franticness of what he's about underneath that he's not showing everybody.
I think I know. I'm guessing in my head one song that's on there. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna see if I get it. If I'm wrong, I'll be honest.
Okay. So that's kind of
Okay.
what Rotoscope's going to do. You're going to get your opening credits. You're going to kind of see how he is with the female lead,
Yeah.
and you know, a little bit of their interaction, and then like what he does leading up to that, like how he's watching her,
Getting his meat
and
sucked.
he's like spying on her and all that shit. But then the moment they see each other, his whole personality is just, I'm your best friend.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where we're going right now. All right. What about you? Number 2.
So again, trying to stay in that era. I like the openings of diners in the older movies. So of course our main guy, you know, of course you think he's normal. He's just sitting in a diner, so I have some background music. And again, the song is not gonna fit the time because it's more recent. So let's just say we're in a different reality in the 1950s.
Yeah, alternate 1950s.
But it's on the radio, and it's "Die Another Day" by Dance Gavin Dance.
Ooh, I like that.
So I would just have the beginning, the real light guitar and all that, and then once it kind of gets into John Metz, I'd kind of bring in the talking. So again, I'd want to make him look as normal as possible, and have him like a group follow him from the diner.
Right.
But technically, he's following a group. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So you know all that.
Okay. So my number 2 is The Devil Wears Prada, Please Say No. And
You're going with the hardcore bands, huh?
bro, I'm telling you, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Damn,
with,
this is a brutal movie.
with
Holy
this
shit.
soundtrack. But it's brutal mentally.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
That's
gonna
what I
be
mean.
yeah, it's not gonna be a brutal bloodbath until the end. But I mean, and when that bloodbath happens, it's gonna be a fucking bloodbath. But yeah,
Scored.
basically the feeling of this one is I really don't. Every scene is going to kind of be one of those things where you can feel tension building on his side. And you're going to get into his psyche a lot, like his constant battle with his bipolar and his need to be needed and all that shit. So this is kind of representative of the side of him that really honestly just wants her to love him, but he knows that it can't happen. Like, because he's too far deep into being a friend at this point. And he doesn't know a way out.
Okay.
So that's making him obsess more with her. So let's just say that this is them at a diner talking.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, because I didn't think out like scene for scene or anything.
I'm not going to do that for everything.
Right.
But
But I can tell you like the ending song
Yeah,
means something. There's a couple other songs that I'm going to tell you what means it. But yeah, so Devil Wears Prada, Please Say No. It's going from like what he's thinking about while they're talking at the diner or whatever. So, all right, what's your number 3, man?
all I have, and this is why I'm saying I'm not going to explain everything. I just a little happy sequence.
Okay.
You know, he gets home, all that stuff. So it's an old rap song. It's called "Let It Go" by Keisha Cole.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just a little groovy section. You just got home. We're chilling.
Right. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. So number 3, I went with Thursday, Signals Over the Air.
That one I don't know.
Okay. Good thing I'm setting up Spotify playlists for both of our soundtracks.
Good segue, mate.
My soundtrack is already on the Spotify because what you guys and gals and non-binary pals and everything in between butthole don't know is that Josh and I didn't tell each other what our lists are going to be.
Yeah, just like
we're both, just like with everything else, we kind of keep it a secret. So he's finding out this stuff as we're going, just like I am. And I obviously can't put his list on Spotify until he sends me the fucking list. So there's going to be 2 separate playlists.
I hope you can find some of mine. And that's not even being like, ooh, I'm edgy. It's Some of them are just.
I should be able to find it.
I'm gonna look them up while we're talking about it,
right,
just to see.
So Thursday Signals Over the Air is the actual friend side of him.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because he does struggle with that bipolar, that multi personality issue. He is her friend. It's not like he's just cold and calculating, even though that's what he is like 60-70% of the time. He still does have genuine friend feelings for her, even though he wants, obviously,
to
all or
eat her
nothing.
ass.
Yeah. So that's my number 3. It's kind of that you realize that he knows he's getting mixed signals, but there's nothing that he can do about it. So, what's your number 4?
So my killer theme, because that's one of my major themes I'm gonna do. It's from the Memoirs of a Geisha soundtrack. It's called The Chairman's Waltz.
Oh.
It's it would show the. I just like it because in my brain, for his character, he's a lot more. It's one of those things as he's fighting off of these people that he thinks they're attacking him. Of course, he's like super good at combat. You know what I mean? So he's just piecing them up one by one. But the way he does it is super meticulous. That's all I'm gonna say. Like an anime character, some weeb shit.
Okay.
But yeah, so Members of a Geisha soundtrack, The Chairman's Waltz.
Okay. And that's kind of funny that was your number 4, because my number 4 is actually the Killer's theme as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
No,
it's actually his, like, it's really going to be him.
Yeah.
It represents him. And that is Red Hot Chili Peppers' Dark Necessities.
Okay.
So this is very much all about him.
I tried to guess why you were saying that. I was going to go Psychosocial by Slipknot.
Oh, really?
I don't know why.
Okay.
Or Duality.
There is Slipknot on here.
I figured.
There has to be. So
I bet Linkin Park is one of them motherfuckers too.
Linkin Park is on there too, but it's not. Neither are songs that you would expect me to put on a soundtrack. And I'm telling you that not to be like,
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you that like literally, the 2 songs that you're gonna hear me say from Linkin Park and Slipknot are so out of fucking left field, like absolutely and truly. But yeah, it's just his theme. It's the real overarching how he is, I guess you could say, kind of basically like yours. So, what's your number 5?
Oh my God, I lost my spot. I wanted it to be for one of the. I messed up when I wrote it because I wrote basically Killer Theme twice. What I mean is the background music for some of the creepier scenes. I have a couple of parts that would just play in the background that are just background music that plays.
Right. So there's no actual like purpose or meaning.
One of them is The Darkness of CT. It's off of the Red vs. Blue soundtrack.
Okay.
It's by Jeff Williams, the guy who did Ruby and the RVB music. So for future Rob, when you're remembering listening to this back and finding them, it's The Darkness of CT by Jeff Williams.
Okay. I mean, you're going to send me the list, right?
Oh, yeah, I could definitely just screenshot it. I'm a dummy.
Or just copy it and paste it to our messenger.
Or that.
Yeah. So that way I can just copy and paste it into Spotify.
I'm dumb.
No, you're in the clouds.
Oh, yeah.
There's a difference.
True.
So what else do you have for your number 5, or is that?
That's it. Just
okay.
a background song.
Shit, my phone went down. My number 5 is How Deep His Stalking Goes.
How deep do you stalk?
And it's by Dance Gavin Dance. Nice. And the song's called Honey Revenge.
Ooh, that's a banger.
That is a banger.
Banging tunes.
That is one of those, this song will show you how obsessed he is with her, because that's literally what the song's about. It's about how he watches and waits and takes pictures in the middle of the night and moves things and fucks with things and like smells her panties and real creeper shit. Like
I'm giving
super,
to chew on your underwear.
Like, I mean, I'm even thinking like, you know how in the remake of Psycho there was the weird ass masturbating scene?
Jacking off.
But I kind of want to do that with him, like
Right.
into her
It
panties.
works.
Like it's
Ew,
just,
ew,
but
what the fuck?
that's how fucking creepy he is. Okay.
Ooh.
Yes, but the thing is, he looks like fucking. He looks like Brad Pitt. You get what I'm saying? Like he's this really attractive guy, but he's just a real fucking monster, like super monster. But that's my number 5. What's your number 6, brother?
When we see inklings of his actual serial killer side, I went with, like, what I mean is like mid stab. It'll do like the quickest flash, and it'll go from being like him dressed normal and scared to him being like psychotic, looking like Patrick Bateman kind of.
Okay.
How he can kind of make that switch, but he's not a dickhead.
Right.
It is it's called Rhinestone Eyes from the Gorillaz.
Okay. Okay. I am definitely. Your soundtrack is really cool to me because it's all over the place. Like, it all. Yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead, you're fine.
Remember, you're
Yeah, I know.
connected.
I'm gonna unmic for a sec.
Yeah, so I'll just do my little explanation while you go.
Because you were like, here's what I see in your soundtrack.
Right. Basically, I like your soundtrack because it's all over the place. And it kind of shows your eclectic taste in music because you are all over the place.
Right.
So, I mean, I am as well, but it's definitely a show of this is the path that I went down with my soundtrack, and this is the path you went down with your soundtrack. And I definitely love that. This is why I was so amped up about today, because I knew our soundtracks were going to be so wildly fucking different. And I knew that our stories were going to be so wildly fucking different. And I'm excited. That's all. So, what is there like a reasoning behind your number 5, like otherwise, or?
I just, you just have to listen to the lyrics. It's hard to explain without
Okay.
going on another 20-minute
Okay,
rant about the song.
that's fine. So now we're getting to number 6.
Is it me or you?
No, me. I've been
It's you,
going first.
yeah.
My number 6 is Polyphia featuring Chino Marino, Bloodbath.
Ooh.
And as with you, where you get like the first glimpses of his insanity and stuff like that with yours, this is kind of the same thing with mine. This is him going over. You think that he's actually getting ready to kill her, but you find out that this is what's going on in his head.
Okay.
So it's going to give you glimpses of gore and stuff like that, and his premeditation and how he feels like it's going to go. But like I said, as it plays on, you realize that it's just something going on in his head. So, what is your number 6, sir?
So I thought of like a montage type of sequence because what's a horror movie without a little montage?
Yeah.
You know, the prepping and all that shit. It's All Along the Watchtower. It's a cover by the Forest Rangers. It's just an instrumental.
I've heard that, yeah.
It was from Sons of It was from Sons of Anarchy.
Anarchy. Yep.
So a little violin piece, but without it being scary.
Yeah.
So for a little montage sequence, yeah.
All right.
Cover Bob Dylan, just in case anyone's like, he doesn't even know who that's made by originally.
Right. Yeah, not Jimi Hendrix. Because that was a remake too. So.
No, really, I didn't know that. I never even heard the Jimi Hendrix one. See, that one they can shit on me for. You're gonna enjoy my next one.
My number 7 is Bring Me the Horizon. Can You Feel My Heart?
Can you feel my?
Yes. Yes.
Banger.
And that's basically the point where he realizes that he's not actually getting mixed signals. That she does like him.
Oh shit.
But-
I've been jacking off for no reason.
But at this point, how does he deal with that psychotic side of him? How does he deal with those thoughts that he's been having?
There's a manga out that not the same story at all, but something to do kind of like that, where it's like No, I'll explain it later. Different
Okay.
episode. Different episode.
Okay. But yeah, that's where we are with this. Like, they
Nice.
actually fuck. They actually kind of get together here.
Oh
And,
yeah, I used to fuck your panties.
and yeah, now he's got to deal with like what he's done, you know? But who can he talk to about that? And what is it doing to his psyche?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what's your number 7? I forgot you didn't do your 7 yet.
Oh, another background. I have a lot of background ones to fill out, and
Okay.
and this wasn't just because I couldn't think of songs. I wanted a lot of creepier instrumentals and strong.
Yeah.
A lot of chanting is pretty much. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's okay. So one of them is the Slave Night Gale from the Dark Souls 3 soundtrack.
Oh, motherfucker.
You will love it. If you haven't heard it,
I've heard it.
it has some trumpets and a lot of angel like whoa type
And that's
stuff.
Josh's fucking bread
yeah.
and butter
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
So that's it's just a background song.
Okay. Number 8, Linkin Park, and 1.
That's not what I thought. I thought it was going to be the most recent one.
Nope. It's and 1.
Nice.
For those that don't know, and 1 came off of the Hybrid Theory EP back when they were called Hybrid Theory and not Linkin Park yet.
Linkin Park.
So technically it's Hybrid Theory and 1, but I wanted to put Linkin Park down just to make sure
More
that-
recognizable name.
more recognizable, yeah. And it's even classified, if you go to the 20th anniversary of Hybrid Theory, you will hear a whole bunch of wild fucking demos and outtakes and all sorts of shit. Like, in the end, has a completely different version. Same thing
I have
with,
that album too. So
yeah, if you're a Linkin Park fan, or if you even want to kind of like hear what they sounded like before they polished and released the Hybrid Theory album, it's there. So, but anyway, what is your number 8? Oh, my number. The reason why I chose this for number 8 is because this is him dealing with those thoughts. This is him trying to figure out what he can do, but also still obsessing with her at the same time, like fighting with himself.
banger.
So, all right, what's your number 8?
One of our intense fight scenes, murders, whatever, is Slipknot Duality.
Okay. Yeah,
That's gonna be one of my more brutal, killing scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. I dig
and
that.
it'll be that dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 that part. Yeah.
Yeah. So now my number 9
Number 9.
is Alisana the Thespian. This song is literally about two sides of the same person fighting with themselves and the evil side winning.
Nice.
And that's what happens here. He decides that he doesn't just want her. He wants her to be his only, and he's going to make it so that way she doesn't betray him in the future, and that she doesn't destroy his love, and he can picture her the way he wants to.
I can't go back to jerking off to your underwear. I've got a taste. No, but I like it. I definitely am feeling a lot of like post-hardcore type stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all through the decades. It's cool. It's like a little
Yeah.
time capsule.
Well, thank you, sir.
I love it.
And
And the good thing is I actually know these songs, so I'm
Right.
like,
right. So what is your number 9?
let me just make sure I didn't skip over any up here. Okay. You're also gonna love this one. It's another background song. It is Lady Maria from Bloodborne. Her OST.
Hell yeah. You know that's like my favorite fucking Bloodborne thing, dude.
It's one of the best ones from the Bloodborne soundtrack.
Yeah. And that fight is just simply brutal. But anyway, how does it pertain to your film?
I just like it as a background thing. I would like it more for another killing scene. And I would like to kind of show him thinking that he's losing, and then he comes back, kind of like how Maria stabs herself with a sword and the blood shoots
Then the
out.
blood shoots
and then she's badass as fuck.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Okay. All right. I dig that. My number 10 is Duran Gray, The Final.
And that one I don't know.
Right. This song is basically him trying to still portray that new boyfriend personality around her while he's slipping. And he can't keep that obsession down. And that's pretty much what we're going to go into for number 11. So what's your number 10?
I just realized I have a lot of instrumentals on this bitch. And they're from games. It is actually from Resident Evil Village, which is Resident Evil 8. The Heisenberg boss theme.
Okay.
It's weird because there's synth to it, and I think the only reason I really enjoy that one for it is just Patrick Bateman type situations.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of him in the club and all that kind of stuff, more synthy.
Right.
Just at that point in that, like a sequence, and that's it.
Okay. My number 11 is Limp Bizkit, Eat You Alive.
Oh, that one is good. That's on the workout playlist.
And this is him basically telling her that he's going to kill her and that he's obsessed with her and there's no going back. She won't destroy him. She won't get the chance to hurt him. And he's going to make sure that she's like his perfect little angel.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
Is he a Discord mod?
Yeah, so that's my number 11. And it leads right into number 12, which obviously...
Does he call her like, is he kind of cringe? Is he like, my kitten, come here, meow, and all that shit?
No. He's...
Is it like the super heavy mouth breathing, like...
No, he's... Now, like here, where he's talking about that shit, he's really...
Foaming.
Like, he's hovering over her. He's got her pinned to the couch.
Oh, God.
And she's, like, underneath, and she's trying to fight him off while he's really getting into this monster.
Okay.
Yeah. And, of course, like I said, all the songs lead into each other at this point, so... That's where I am, number 11, Limp Bizkit, Eat You Alive. And what is your number 11?
Since we're in our final three, pretty much, I'm heading into the ending of the movie, and I have for the big reveal, I'm stealing it from another horror soundtrack.
Okay.
It's going to be the Hello Zep.
Ooh, of course.
I love the...
There's no way that...
Yeah.
If there was... And you know what? When we announced this after you came up with it and everything, I was like, he's going to put Hello Zep in that fucking soundtrack. I didn't... There was a part where I was second guessing myself because I spent a while thinking about what your movie was going to be too. So I was like, maybe he's going to put it in there. Maybe he won't. I think he will. Nah, he's not going to put it in there. Maybe he will. No. But yeah, I definitely... I'm so glad you put it in. And as you said, this is going in towards the end of the movie. This is, so. All right. My number 12 is where she fights back. Oh. And they really get into this battle in her apartment. And who knows the layout of her apartment better than her, right? Remember, he's also been in there just as much as she's been.
Yes, delish.
So,
okay.
There's really neutral ground here because this is the part where he's telling her,
let him cook,
what I've been doing.
Okay.
How I've been manipulating you and messing with you, and you've been the lamb the entire time. And this is where they basically have a fucking knife fight. And
I just think of Resident Evil 4 with Krauser and Leon having a knife duel, fighting.
And they're like jumping over the couch and fucking throwing each other into the walls and this and that. And
are they fighting or are they fucking?
breaking picture frames and shit. Like, this is some serious Mr. and Mrs. Smith style ultra violence right here. Okay, they're just like this fucking couple that are destroying each other. And
I hate this couch.
And we get into the final part where, again, you think she wins. She does the wrong mistake, though, because this is based in real life and she's never had this experience before. She doesn't double tap.
Bing, bing.
She doesn't make sure he's dead.
What was that in Zombieland? Rule like 42 or some shit? Or rule number 1?
Rule number 1, always double tap, yeah. She makes that mistake. She doesn't check for a pulse or she doesn't do that. We're in a fucking horror movie, baby. you got to make sure they're dead.
I gotta write this down in my notes. I'm sorry. As you're talking about that, I have a Horror Wars idea.
Okay. So that song is Slipknot, Spiders.
Ooh, damn, bro, you got it. Yeah, that is a loud soundtrack. That is a loud soundtrack.
So as she's walking away, and the camera pans down to the man, my song 13 plays, and then the credits hit. But I can't tell you that yet. We got to hear what Josh's number 12 is first. And I think he's still writing.
No.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. What is your number 12?
So one of my favorite things about it's got to be a downer ending. It's gonna be after he realizes he's a murderer. He's on his knees because he's broken, basically comatose, kind of like the end of Shudder. Shout out to Star Wars.
Yep.
Kind of like how he was just slumped over. Kind of that as the police arrive.
Right.
I am going to have I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire by the Inkblots, which is off of the Fallout 3 soundtrack. Yeah. So it's in the 50s, it's in the 30s era, and it just plays as it slowly pans away as the police are coming in, and he's just drenched.
Yeah. I like that. So my number 13, as the camera pans down to our male,
Her wiener. No,
her wiener, his eyes open, and the first thing you hear is dun 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 dun.
I can hear it, but I can't.
Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Red Right Hand. Dun, dun. And there's my homage to Scream as well as Peaky Blinders.
Beautiful.
And it plays right into you putting Hello Zepp into your soundtrack because Scream. Red Right Hand is synonymous with Scream and
Red Right Hand.
and Peaky Blinders. So that's my ending theme. And that's the closing of the movie.
Beautiful.
I told you I obsessed about
Yeah. That's good.
So what is your crescendo? What is your final tube of horror?
And just for the credits, just as we have, which I would like to have kind of like the, we show like Polaroids of the people that have died. Because again, I want to have it like 50s precinct, like holy shit, we just showed the fucking body, decapitate, all that stuff.
Right.
It is the Manchester Orchestra of Virgin.
Okay. All right.
Pink Floyd-esque little chanty, uses some kids in the song. It's beautiful. It's a good way to close out the creepy 50s into the more recent of the creepier music, and then the end.
I like that. I like yours, man. I really fucking dig yours because, again, like I said, it's
so vastly different.
Yeah, there's
between yours and mine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We definitely went down different fucking paths, bro. Like creation-wise, movie-wise, everything. We really went down those paths.
Gorgeous
in it.
And we're gonna have playlists, like you said.
Yep, my playlist is already on Spotify. His will be up there later today. But by the time this episode comes out, both will be on and both will be readily available.
Right.
Because this doesn't come out until Sunday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I fucking love our shit.
Same.
Yeah.
Delish.
I want to see your movie.
Yours too.
Yeah. Now.
And then our movies turn to poop because there's 700, like part 50, the final Requiem, and then part 60 comes out 2 years later, and it's like, what?
No, like I told you, I'm making one, and then 30 years later doing another one, and then nobody can fuck my shit up.
One and done, baby. Busting and leaving.
So, as we've mentioned multiple times throughout this episode, Scream. I really wanted Josh to go with me on Thursday night.
I could not get off of work.
He could not get off of work. I had a free ticket because of my Regal Crown Club card. And it's expiring. It was expiring in like April. So I was like, look, we are not moving until the week after. I've got this fucking movie ticket for another month. There's no movie that I want to go see in theaters right now. I got to use this fucking ticket.
But we do have The Last Shift coming.
We do have The Last Shift and Evil Dead.
Yes.
But I
Oh yeah, holy
Yeah,
shit.
we've got Evil Dead Rise. But there was an 8:40 showing Thursday night. Josh couldn't get off of work yet because he still hasn't done his full-on probationary period.
No, I
or-
have,
Oh, no.
but I don't have.
Oh, you don't
I didn't
have?
have any because I use a lot for Christmas.
Oh, shit. Okay, so Scream 6. As I was watching this movie, let me tell you guys right now, I'm not spoiling anything. Because Josh still really wants to see
Yes.
the movie. I am not. I'm an asshole. I'm not a dickhead. So I just kind of want to give everybody my thoughts on the movie. This is definitely the second best in the franchise.
So met your expectations.
It exceeded my expectations. They paid homage to every fucking Scream that came before it in a very spectacular fashion
Without being too hammy or anything.
without being too hammy.
Nice.
The way that the reveal happened, what led up to the reveal was fucking amazing. I wasn't very happy with the reveal.
Okay.
And I can't say why without spoiling the movie.
Okay. Oh yeah, of course.
Well, no, because there's another movie that I saw earlier this year that had a reveal. And it was pretty fucking similar.
Oh jeez.
And I was like underwhelmed because of that. Now, if I hadn't seen a movie that had a reveal like that earlier in the year, I would have been better off.
Okay.
It would have made me feel better about the reveal. And then what happened after the reveal was fucking nuts.
Okay.
Absolutely batshit crazy for like 15 minutes. This movie was fucking incredible.
I think you're incredible.
I think you're incredible, too.
Well, this I'm glad we're talking about it because this goes into last horror tube. My question to you was, you had to tell me, is Ghostface at least as brutal as he looked in the trailer?
Ghostface is 10 times more brutal than he was in the trailer.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta see it. Yeah. I've been avoiding that shit like the plague because of me talking about it to like people at work. It of course my phone listens, so it wants to pull up trailers and people being like big. It's like, bro.
Yeah. Dude, that's why I had to go on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Everybody knows how big of a Scream fan I am. It's been very well documented. They were hyping this movie up more than they had hyped up any fucking Scream movie since Scream 2. Because Scream didn't get hyped up until after it came out. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when Scream 2 came out, there was hype for Scream 2.
Yeah.
And then when it didn't meet the expectations of Scream 1, when Scream 3 came out and it was actually the worst in the fucking series, everything kind of died down at that point.
Yeah.
Then when Scream 4 hit, they didn't really do too much advertising because it was just, they were kind of wetting their feet again with it.
Wetting my badissy.
Wetting my badussy. And then with Scream 5, because there was such a difference in years between 4 and 5, I think they didn't know how the public was going to perceive it. So they promoted it, but they didn't like go balls to the wall. With Scream 6, dude, you can't go anywhere without seeing something Scream related.
Plus, this one definitely had the benefit of having like the social media boom being nice.
In full effect.
You know what I mean?
Full effect.
Because you got to think back to the movies, the large year in between gaps. Social media wasn't as popping for advertisements.
Because Scream 4 was 2011.
Right. So this was like the beginning of Facebook and shit.
Yeah. So you're talking about YouTube still
like 4 years in. That's it.
Yeah. So with Scream 1 through 4, you didn't get that, like, everybody has a commentary, everybody has this, everybody has that. And then with how well Scream 5 did, even though it wasn't middle of the road movie wise. It had some very impactful scenes and introduced the new wave, like this trilogy or whatever you want to call it. I don't know where they're going to go with Scream 7. Unless they go with the obvious choice by the end of Scream 6.
Okay.
Because it's been speculated for so long. This is neither a spoiler nor anything else. Kevin Williamson and the producers of the movie came out and said that Stu Macher died in 1996 because in Scream Scream 5, Matthew Lillard. In Scream 5, everybody thought that Lillard was going to be in a wheelchair and he was going to, like, his son was going to be Ghostface or something like that because everybody knew that Skeet Ulrich was in the movie.
Yeah.
So with this movie, and here's where I say that it's not spoilers or whatever, there's one fucking scene, just one, that made me question the producers and made me question Kevin Williamson after their statement.
Okay.
I'm not going to say the scene. I'm not going to say what was said or how it was said or what was happening. But there's one little fucking thing that I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's Stu. Like, maybe he could come back for Scream 7. But
Scream 700.
Scream 700. But it also could just be the way the character actually was in the movie. Because I'm not going to tell you who, you know. But this character in the movie was kind of a conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
So it would make sense if that character is like conspiring that Stu couldn't be dead. And that they were just kind of fucking around with the fans and giving them a little nudge with a knife in the tummy. Saying, ha ha ha.
Now let me feel your gooch.
Yeah. So, Scream 6, definitely go see it. It's got a lot of really good mystery, a lot of really good intense scenes. It hits the ground running, like balls to the fucking wall. And it just doesn't stop. Where Scream 5 had a lot of talking and like killing in between. This one had a lot of killing and story in between.
Nice.
Yeah. And
that was you coming to the movie.
That was him coming to the movie. So do we have anything else that we would like to talk about today? Or pretty much,
the hype for Resident Evil 4, baby. That's all I got to say.
The hype for Resident Evil 4.
They dropped a little trailer of gameplay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The demo came out.
The demo came out. And Josh and I are going to definitely play that later on.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll talk about it when we probably play Destiny later or something. And you want to play Legend of Dragoon too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man.
And hopefully when you can finally watch The Last of Us.
Yes, I have to do all 9 episodes or 8.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think 8. It's gonna that's gonna have to be like a Last of Us special.
Yeah,
like, we're gonna do. There's not gonna be a Horror Wars. It's just gonna be about The Last of Us.
We're gonna do Horror Wars: The Last of Us special, and it'll just we can
remake and remasters for the games. I can talk about the comparisons.
Right, exactly.
OG versus remake.
Yeah.
Versus live action.
Ooh. Bro, do you just want to do where I would normally put the movie pictures that would just be the video game
and the trailer
and the poster for the actual show, and that'll be our first foray into a video game versus a movie Horror Wars.
Yeah.
Because remember, way back when we first started Horror Wars, I told you we could do stuff like that. There's not a lot of movies that we can do that with, but like Silent Hill 3 and Silent Hill Revelations, they're the game in the movie. And you can talk about Last of Us, and I can talk about Silent Hill.
I mean, if we really even when they were super technical, Resident Evil 1, the game, and the remake, which would be the first movie. Just talk about Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 1 movie.
Right.
And how they're nothing alike.
Right. Right.
Just spitballing.
Yeah.
We can even start doing that with video games, too, because every Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 all have remakes, and that's horror.
Yeah. We could do those for Horrors of Gaming for a couple
Yeah.
episodes if we don't,
Yeah, there
we
you
could
go.
just do original horror games versus their remakes. Like, you
Yeah.
know, not get completely down
Yeah,
to
no,
the
not
brass
to the-
tacks
no,
like we
fuck
do with
no.
Horror Wars
Yeah.
and that segment. But I mean, like we could talk about the story differences, the game differences, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still pretty much in the clouds, bro.
Yeah,
this
same.
This is fucking awesome. But I don't think we'll take up too much more of
No,
everybody's
I think that's
time
it.
today. I think we're good on the episode. Wait. Let's talk sports real quick because we're both very hardcore football fans. The Panthers got fucking fleeced, bro.
You guys lost like everyone, dude.
Bro, we got fucking fleeced.
No, go ahead.
Everything okay?
No, I was gonna say. Speaking of Scream, I'm in a Discord for one of the guys I watch on Twitch, and he's doing a watch party. We watched it yesterday, and this is in 5 minutes. That's what they're watching.
Scream 2, 5-minute one. Nice.
I'm not watching it, but I just think it's funny that he's watching Scream
That's fantastic.
because I think he wants to see the new one too.
Okay.
So he's watching all of them. So
Everybody wants to see this one, man. It's
So
Anyway.
Panthers getting butt fucked.
Panthers getting butt fucked, bro. We've got the number 1 overall pick for the draft in April, baby.
But like half your roster's gone.
we
and you're
lost
coach.
we lost fucking DJ Moore. One of the fucking that wide receiver he can be so he's like moldable clay. Justin Fields and him together are gonna be buck fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Especially if Justin Fields is doing what he says he's going to do, where Jalen Hurts really inspired him this season. Justin Fields has that capability, bro. And if you got DJ Moore and Justin Fields on the field together, oh my God, they got to build around them.
I miss it.
But
I miss it.
yeah. So we gave up our 6th pick, our 91st pick, some 2024 picks.
God damn.
DJ
For
Moore.
what?
DJ Moore and another fucking pick or something for the number 1 overall pick.
That's it. You
That's
gave
it.
up
That's
that much
all we
for
fucking
that.
got. That's all we got was the number 1 pick, bro. We gave up all that for the number 1 pick in the 2023
Panthers
draft.
better draft the next Tom Brady then.
Bro, that's what everybody's saying.
That is ridiculous.
If you don't draft the next fucking Mahomes, Brady, Breeze,
Nah.
Manning, not the little one we're talking about, not Eli, we're talking about Peyton.
Megamind.
Megamind. I literally
thought of
just
that.
pictured him as Megamind.
I just came up with that on my own. I'm making a meme. I'm using that my meme maker thing. I'm making
Oh
that.
my God! Just turn him blue and
I'm just gonna put.
Give him a
I'm gonna put
mustache.
his head on Megamind.
oh Megamind. Oh my God, that's fucking great. All right, refocus.
Talk about a hard rebuild, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, talk about a hard. We're going for broke, I guess, with a full rebuild, man.
See, I'm not worried about the Steelers because they're just gonna draft 19 linebackers and that's it. So it doesn't fucking matter anyway.
All right, well, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Now that's it.
Thanks for coming to Horror Tube.
I love when he does that shit. I really do. It's great. It's super great. I got to turn us off now.
Okay, I'm Josh.
I'm Rob.
And we'll see you on a new recording in 2 weeks. Enjoy the flashback episode in a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Jenny with us next week, back to October.
Yep.
Post Sam Haines Havoc.
Post Sam Haynes Havoc.
This
All right.
is Horror Tube signing.
This has been our longest episode ever.
Okay, bye.
Bye.